Hi there and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera,
Yes,
my friend.
now.
We're going again to Mirla West after the fierce spectre that was the changing god had killed us in a conversation, in a dream. And we were instead looking for Mazov. Oh, let's try quickly. Let's this time be more focused on what we want to find out. Accessing the Meercaster. Ha! So this time it has not crashed. Take that, changing god. You cannot manipulate our game forever.
Of course.
We want to go to Ardiris. Where is that? Yeah. Again. Try. Hello again, my sister. I'm ready to give you the Meercaster. You need but ask. Yes, show me the Meercaster. When you first open your eyes, there's only a ruddy glow and frightening shapes in shadows around you. Air is hot and stifling. As your eyes adjust, you realize you're outside, but the sky is darkened by clouds of pitch. Ruddy glow comes from lava flows as they trundle down distant mountains into the volcanic fields all around you. Sharp towers pierce the sky, tapered like the bones of a ribcage. Indeed, they look like bones in every way, as does the ground beneath you. You appear to be standing on the spine of an enormous beast. The bottom of his jaw can be seen far in the distance, half buried beneath a layer of cooled lava. Most of the bone towers look identical. And we've had that already. You know this body wasn't sent to find Mazov, but Ardiris said he'd appear. Perhaps following through events will lead to him. And we could try to remember who we are and try to find Mazov. That would be concentrating on us. Following through events. That's not something we have done last time. That much. No, let's be focused this time. Can't remember of any of the memories this body once had, but you know his name was Syrian Daywalker. Remember another name, though you don't know its significance, the Chimera. Tyrion is wearing black form-fitting suit that keeps off the worst of the heat. He carries a whip and various ornaments that remind you of the dead. Seeing the ornaments, you realize they are not just decorative. You can feel the dead around you, as well as the stories of those who died here. Tyrion must have had some strange connection beyond the world of the living. Perhaps that has something to do with why he was sent on this mission. Learn more about the area of the spine. We're in a place called the Fields of Ossifagan. That means bone eaters or something like that. And many have lived and died here, though it seems a terrible place to live. Scavengers from Sigus Cliffs have been through here in recent centuries, seeking treasures of the past. Before that it was mutants fleeing revolution after bloody revolution in a place called Haref. Before that, refugees from a village called Shuenha. Before that, the Ossifagans themselves. You see a glimmer of a powerful artifact. Hundreds of years ago there was a battle here. Many died. 2 people, a middle-aged woman and a teenage girl, fought over a copper sphere at the top of a glowing bone tower. Perhaps that copper sphere is what you were sent here to find. We'll explore the towers. Search through tower after tower. Some of the chambers you come to are filled with piles of dead relics and broken ciphers, but nothing of value. Finally, you come across something promising. You find a staff made of some prior world metal. It's cool to the touch, unusual given the extreme temperature of the air itself, and burns marks blacken one end. Very likely this was used as a weapon. May work again, but probably only once you take the staff with you. We'll go to the mountain pass. And we meet the Whites again. They are fire Whites. At the moment they seem to be ignoring you. I'm not reading all out because we've done this already. We'll study the Whites' behavior. Stay near them, watching for a long time. At first they seem to be just wandering around without rhyme or reason, but then you realize that the shifts you feel in the air temperature are not random nor natural. The Whites themselves are causing them. Well, they are fire. Indeed, once you figure this out, you can see how they use the temperature of the air as a kind of a communication between each other. Maybe you could use this information to slip past them. Now we explore carefully. You try to search further, but a group... Yeah, you feel the strong presence of death here, and you search further, but a group of fire Whites crowds in and threatens you. It's going to be difficult to get past them. We could use our connection with the dead to speak to those that died here. We'll get the shield as well. We'll need a weapon. We could learn more. Yeah, we could learn more. See a group of people in tattered clothing march through the pass and out these fields. They're terrified, having lost many of their number to the Whites. You see two figures riding a small flying platform, almost like a shield. Suddenly the platform teeters and the figures fall. You can see the spot where the shield fell, and though the bodies are no longer there, you can feel their presence very strongly. And there, a short distance away, you can see where one of the figures dropped what looks like a copper sphere. The copper sphere. They fought over this, so it might be... important. We'll speak to the dead. Though there are no bodies on the surface, you can feel the dead beneath a rock, preserved by magma that has flowed over this spot over the centuries. There's a middle-aged woman named Ama, the other is a girl, but she's strangely silent. Even with your strange powers, there's nothing there to speak with. Peace, says Ama. Is it better? Better, yes. Better oblivion. Can't I speak with the girl? Gun, but not gun, you shudder. It's not you who is shuddering, she woke something, vengeance, though no vengeance is in her. You feel Ama's presence looking off toward the obsidian formation. There's something glowing and moving over there. What happened to you? Buried to death. Before that lived, before that died, before that lived and died and lived, and so many cycles, so many deaths. The air shivers, her tone drops dangerously low. Before that, someone else awoke and remembered a fight, a girl, or Lemnion. Though you cannot see Ama, the presence moves through you, turns your head. You see in the fields in the distance what she's talking about, the Lemnion. A sphere of burnished metal lying in the rock, and you know this is what you were sent here to find. Who are you? Ama? The disembodied voice sounds like it's calling Ama rather than naming herself. No, not Ama, shelled. Cast away, eaten and alive and eaten again, not Ama, food for Whites. The letter returned to her peace. Becomes silent. You sense a wave of gratitude and annoyance, but mostly the former. Then nothing. Her presence is gone. You feel like no asking will bring her back. We'll attack the Whites with the staff we found in the towers, maybe. I mean, we want to get everything, so if we can destroy them, all the better. You aim the charred end of the staff at one of the Whites and press the button on the side. The air feels like it rips apart as A scalding beam of light strikes the white in the chest. The creature disappears in a flash of fire and heat. The air grows icy cold, broken by irregular streaks of intense heat. The other whites back away slightly, but they are clearly looking for a chance to strike again. We have studied them. Look at the sphere right now. Close into the sphere, the whites seem suddenly wary. You're afraid they stop you again, but you raise your staff and they back off. You pick up the sphere and put it into a bag at your side. Suddenly the whites seem to have gotten over their fear and they slide toward you, arms coming for your chest. Attack them with our whip. The whip passes through the white. It grows chilly in your hand. Ice crystallizes on the far hand, which falls to the ground with a thud. The whites pounce on you with surprising speed. 3 of their hands push into you and a terrible pain stretches through your chest into your entire body. In seconds you are too weak to even run. The last memory before blacking out is of Syrian, not you. Summoning something, then the pain is too much and you're gone. When you awake, you are lying in a small metal pod, the transport you saw from the spine. The corpse lies broken on the floor and you realize Syrian must have summoned it. You carry your body here after you were killed. You see nothing outside the pod but blackness. There are no controls or interfaces of any kind. Finally, you feel the transport slow, then stop. Part of the wall disappears, the corpse falling out of the hole. You step out of the transport, stretching painfully. You are in a strange cavern. Artifacts are strewn everywhere in various stages of repair or experimentation. One wall is covered by a network of displays, showing people and scenes that mean nothing to you. In the center of the room is an enormous cage made from steel tendrils that twist together at the top. The cage glows for a moment and a figure walks out. He wears a thick cloak, but its face is most strange. It shifts and blurs, changing its features constantly. You get the impression you're seeing a person, but you can't define what that person looks like at all. His name comes to your mind immediately. Chimera. Excellent. The Chimera's voice is metallic and artificial, shifting often as the features of his face. His expressions slide and change, but all of them are smiling as he reaches forward and takes the sphere from you. I knew your unique gifts would come in handy, Syrian. I'm impressed that you found the Olimnion so quickly. The Chimera sets the Olimnion on a nearby table with a clunk. He immediately picks up a variety of scanning tools, one after the other, probing the Olimnion and its secrets. He seems to have forgotten about you. You look around the cavern, but there are no entrances or exits. Nowhere this Mazov could be except for the cage. Then examine the cage. Take 2 steps toward the cage, but the moment you reach your hand toward it, the Chimera stops you with a bark. What do you think you're doing? Your mission is complete. I have no purpose for you out there. I want to speak with Mazov about that artifact I found. Mazov? The Chimera's altering voice slips from baritone to falsetto in a rapid series of notes. A dozen different eyes narrow with suspicion. I'm not sure that Tinkerer could tell you anything useful. I can think of no reason to deny you. The Chimera turns and slides a hand along one of the metal tendrils. Although no discernible interface appears, he presses his finger against the metal twice and the cage begins to glow. The Chimera turns his attention back to the sphere, indicating you should enter the cage with a dismissive wave. 2 of the metal tendrils become a kind of doorway. On the other side, Mazov squats on some sandy alien shore. Stars twinkle in the sky behind him, but they are no stars you recognize. He picks up his head as though he heard something, then he turns around to face you. His eye socket is artificial, alternatively projecting a human eye, a snake's eye, and something even more alien in the time he looks you over. He looks like a shipwreck survivor, bare-chested, ragged pants, ragged beard. If so, he's better fed than you'd expect. Syrian, he says, his human eyes squinting in the light. What he tells. What the hells do you want? He is forward as though trying to see into the cavern. I'm not really Syrian. I'm a new caster of using a mere caster to project myself. I was told you could fix the resonance chamber. Mazov's human eye grows as wide as a saucer. The other eye flips through a few images, landing on a red eye with 3 pupils. It scrutinizes you up and down. This is beyond me. And that's saying something. He says, about this resonance chamber, though, the only one who benefits from it is the changing god. That bastard's got nobody's interests at heart but his own. Don't listen to a damn thing he says. Well, it wasn't the changing god who told me. Ah, well, if that's true, and it's someone who only has our sire's interests in mind, stay away, is my advice. Resonance chamber's only good for one thing. He holds up a finger, and that's snuffing us out. Changing god plans to use it to merge all of us, every cast of that still lives back into his body. That's his plan for stopping the sorrow. He puts a grease-stained hand on your shoulder. Look, I don't know who you are, or what your part is in this, but you cannot let him activate that chamber. He glances over your shoulder at something in the cavern, but when you turn you see nothing there. The first is alive, he whispers, drawing your attention back to him, and she's got her own plan for the chamber, one that won't kill us all. Our sire has a new cast of body that he plans to use as a catalyst for the chamber. The first has a better plan. Something that won't snuff out everyone last one of us. Look for her in the bloom, he says grimly. Just make sure you don't... Before he can finish, you feel a wrenching twist in the center of your body like your heart is being wrung dry. The vision tunnels back and you feel as though your body were sucked through a steel pipe. You're being pulled out of the mirror, but it's far more painful than it ever was before. Then mess up the cave and everything else disappears. And we're going... to the Spectre. You plant your hand on the icy floor and push, staggering up your feet. Every inch of your body aches, as though you've been crushed in a massive hand. The Spectre stands before you, impassive. Maybe your imagination, but he seems more solid than before. A phantom tendril, tendril coils around your forehead, cool and soothing. You find yourself staring at your hand, your solid, real hand. Across from you, the Spectre is still transparent. The tendril tightens once, as if in confirmation or warning. And the sensation is gone. You're alone here with the Spectre once more. He's waiting for you to speak. Frowning now. Collect our thoughts. You concentrate, struggling to gather your thoughts, but they whirl through your head like hot sand. The Spectre sighs, seeming less solid now than he was a moment ago. We need to talk, he says. You barely hear him with the pain. But this is your mind, honed in your duel against malaise, sharpened to a glittering edge. You inhale, clear the pain from your limbs and gather your thoughts to you. Focusing, you open your eyes. The Spectre, now slightly transparent, is speaking again. I have something I've been meaning to tell you, you see? I haven't been completely honest with you. I'm not part of you. You're part of me. I created you. I am the changing god. So, Mazov said we shouldn't listen to a word that thing says. But all the answers point that we are listening. I've been wondering where you were. You shouldn't have lied to me. No, I am. Yeah, that's the only thing that counters him. No, I am. Your auntie says gently, his outline flickering. We both know that's not true, don't we? Now I know this is a lot to take in. It means this body of yours is actually mine. I lived in it for years, and now that we know the first is still alive, I need it back. No, this is my body, not yours. I knew you would say that, but let's get this straight. I lived in this body, I made it for a purpose, and now you say your wisp of a life outweighs my centuries of experience? Maybe you think my first cast-off has a better way, A magical solution to live out your false existence without price? I promise you, she has no such thing. is always only killed to get what she wants. Her self-interest is just as strong as yours and mine. The only difference between the three of us is that I am real. You wouldn't exist if it weren't for me. You don't exist apart from me. Everything you are is a byproduct of my skills, my intellect, my experiences. And now that I have the chance to stop the sorrow, to save us all, you refuse me? Who in the hells are you? I'm the changing god. Ah, no, let me tell you what you are. You're an accident of fate, a parasite in the mind I built. You are a child. I don't want to destroy you, but if I will, I must give me control. Never. Then I'll take it, the Spectre says, and spreads his arms. Tidal energy pours from the air around you, flowing into the Spectre. The ground itself slips around your feet, holding you in place. You feel your grip on your body, your mind slipping by the finger lengths. You are diminishing. He's winning. You search your mind, your hard-earned memories for something that will loosen his hold on you. I found the Book of Singing Thorns and read the inscription. You've fallen far from where you began. The Spectre looks briefly surprised, and color bleeds from his flickering frame. He growls under his breath. I've never forgotten what happened to her, not once. The Spectre's clearly transparent, nearly gone. What are we gonna do now? I've been thinking a bit, so maybe we can pull free when he's nearly gone now. Struggle against the ground even as it creeps up your legs, but cannot free yourself. We don't need to fight. We aren't fighting, the Spectre says in a level voice. An argument requires two people. Best you're a muscle cramp, a headache, and you will subside. Pull free again. We are trapped, though. You turn the tides against. Groaning, you strain against the floor, holding you in place. But no, you are trapped. Turn the tides against the Spectre. The Spectre's eyes widen as you straighten, gathering the threads of the tides in your hands. You raise them before you. Don't! The Spectre growls, but you ignore him, wrenching the threads apart. Agony explodes in your mind, lashing through your body, damaging essential parts of you. And the Spectre as well. With a shuddering grasp, he stumbles backwards, fading in and out of visibility. The pressure on your mind dwindles and ends. Fine, he says, eyeing you with cool contempt. You're so intent on stopping the sorrow on your own, have at it. Let's see how you handle what's in store without my help, my guidance. Then he fades completely but speaks again. His voice is coming from all around you, from every corner of your mind. He's not gone, only hidden himself in your mind. I wasted my time trying to reason with you. That won't happen again. But we should die again, I guess. Or we'll be dead forever. As the portal closes behind you, something feels off. It takes you a second to realize the Spectre is gone. It is quieter now. The calm of your mind, but he's not truly gone, is he? You can still feel him out there, watching, waiting, perhaps for a moment of weakness in which to strike.
Of course.
Oh, we've got InXile here. Really? That's crazy. Let's talk to him. And go back to Mirla West. Pale image of InXile regards you with empty, woe-worn eyes. It is an emptiness to drown in. A pit that can swallow whole all the empathy the heart can give without being filled even a bit. Like all voids, it beckons and seeks to drag you in. We'll leave him alone for a while, because that dragging us in is a little bit not what we want after this experience. Let's go back here. I think we'll do that in the next episode, so thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. We'll see each other in the next episode. Have a great time until then and happy gaming. This is Immanuel Khan signing out. See you soon. Oh, and we'll level up then too.